Everyone has always said that the faces on the depictions in Farum Azula of these beastmen beside this sprouting tree remind them of the Misbegotten, and I can totally see that. And given this likely is a depiction of the Tree of Life, this makes complete sense. Given the Crucible of Life is the precursor to the Erd Tree, and the Misbegotten's form is said to be owed to the fact that they touched the Crucible. But I've always thought these beasts also bear a striking resemblance to the sun and moon of the clock or sundial that we use to pass the time of day, with similar facial expressions and even this crescent behind the moon as there is on this beast. Maybe you've never seen them before, and if you haven't, you'll never be able to unsee them again, but my point is that they share a striking resemblance to the faces of these two beasts in Farum Azula. To me, this makes perfect sense given my belief that the age before the Erd Tree, the age of the sun and sun realm, was one ruled by cycles, those of the lunar and solar cycles, and we see this not only on the chests in Farum Azula, which display the 13 full moons, including the blue moon, which we will get to in another video, of the lunar cycle, but we also see the quatrefoils, which I'll be expanding on in the next 2 videos. So having their likeness as per the sundial match the faces of beasts found around Farum Azula, which was likely the Mount Olympus of the time of the Sun Realm, hosting the seat of the Elden Lord and the Elden Ring before the time of the Erd Tree. Not only is it highly relevant, but it makes total sense. And I will be exploring the aspects of the sundial in depth and its relation to the cycles that ruled the last age in my upcoming long-form video on the Sun Realm, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But that isn't the true mystery of this sundial that ensnared my curiosity. It was in fact this swirl in the middle. It reminded me of other locations I had associated with the height of the Sun Realm, such as the door handles of the location I consider the Kingdom of the Sun, see this video here, or the Everjails, spirit prison pocket dimensions created long ago, which have a pattern of runes hidden within their construction. If this swirl appears in Everjails, then perhaps it is representative of some form of seal. Then perhaps like the Shadow Realm itself, this swirl on the sundial perhaps represents something being sealed away. And wouldn't it be absolutely crazy if in the middle of this sundial representing the world, there was a realm sealed in the middle of it, underneath this swirl? If only we could peer underneath it. Well, thanks to the generosity of my good friend and Pokemon rival equivalent, Nameless Singer, sharing her resources for all to use and see, which you can find in the description below, I was able to see what was behind this swirl. And sure enough, hidden behind this Everjail swirl is a darkened, shadow-esque realm between the outside lands. This is outrageously hard to see, and I've tried several methods of manipulating the image, and this is the best I can manage. And from it, we can garner many things. Firstly, and most striking, there is a tail in the middle, which invokes the sea creatures we used to see around the map. Godwyn's tail, the tail of the mermen and mermaids, and the coiled tail of the dragons on depictions on helmets, or perhaps even a serpent of the world-eating or base variety. We also see stars littered around the area, which is invocative of the Nox and their false night sky, sealed away underground, though this does really remind me of the Veiled Shadow Realm given the darkened miasma over it. Returning to the rest of the sundial, we see a host of other interesting things. The palmets only appear on the leaves that are between the hours that exist within daylight, while those that cover the nighttime have no palmet on their leaves. I think this is further evidence of the association between the icon of the palmet or flame palmet, which I'm sure you've heard about me rail over in previous videos, such as the ones found here, and the sun, though that is hardly surprising given these areas associated with the Sun Realm not only have depictions of specifically not just palmets, but the flame palmets, accompanied by either exact rips of or similar pillars inspired by the plants that comprised the lover of Apollo, the god of the sun. For whatever reason, we also see the face of the moon acting like an absolute creep every few seconds, staring at us like Pennywise, intent on making us float. We also see the twin birds, which we not only see in Farum Azula, but also the ancient dynastic ruins on the obelisks, among the interweaving vines that we also see at the Divine Towers. And we also see 2 trees and a single dead one, and if you've seen my The One Great and Original Sin of the Fell God, you'll know why that is relevant. I think the sundial is telling us a lot, and I believe it is a microcosm for the world itself, and I just had to share with you all this wonderful little secret I hadn't stumbled upon elsewhere. I'm excited to see your thoughts in the comments below. I want to do these shorter videos exploring contextual evidence in architecture in shorter form, as many people aren't willing to wade through 2 hours of a video for these answers, so I hope they are worth it for those of you watching, and piece by piece I am proving to you the importance and relevance of evidence outside of item descriptions. I did have a much larger video planned to release before Christmas, but I've been in the middle of moving houses, and my new neighbour has an aviary, so until I find a way to shield my recording sessions from the ceaseless onslaught of squawking, that one is on hold, likely until next year. Thank you to my patrons and YouTube members. Your support has made the dream of making this a full-time career all the more closer to a reality. My Discord is in the description if you want to join.